Recycling? Nice.
I love that UB gives us the tools to reduce our carbon footprint on campus.
I know, but there's so much more to going green than recycling.
Yeah, but it's so complicated. I have a million other things to figure out right now, like where the party is tonight.
Let us break it down for you. The climate action part, not the party.
The biggest part of deep decarbonization is happening right now, just under our feet, and we may not even know it.
See what I'm saying about complicated?
I know, it's tricky, but experts like Tonga Pham, who oversee the 200 buildings here at UB and all of our facilities, have created a roadmap to phasing out fossil fuels, like natural gas, which we use to heat our campus.
Hey, Tonga.
Hi.
Hey there, how's it going?
So, what's the latest with these systems on South Campus?
Oh, that's a great question. Super excited about everything that's happening here. So Crosby Hall here, we just finished the construction work and we installed water-cooled heat pumps into it. And we're doing the same thing over there in Foster Hall, which will just be wrapping up soon.
That's cool, but what about North Campus?
Yeah, we're not ignoring North Campus either. We're starting our Clean Energy Master Plan exercise, and hopefully that'll also give us a framework as to what we want to do up there around the heating systems.
And this all fits in perfectly with the university's goal of deep decarbonization, right?
That's right.
Boy, I love taking the Stampede to and from classes, but those fumes give me a headache.
You know they're all getting upgraded, right?
How do you know?
It's complicated.
Hey, it's Chris Austin.
It's great to see you both.
Is it true half the bus fleet will be electric?
It is true. The university is really excited to be in position to transition half of its transit fleet to battery electric. So this transition will decrease the use of diesel fuel to the tune of 70,000 gallons.
Well, I heard last year there's a new electric vehicle fleet parking lot coming with enough capacity to charge over 50 vehicles at once.
Yes, you've heard correctly. The university is in the design phase of a fleet lot that will provide a mix of level 2 and level 3 chargers that will help the university transition and decarbonize the campus fleet.
Remember you mentioned the recycling?
Yeah.
Well, 15% of our emissions come from waste and recycling, and moving to composting and recycling would eliminate this. It turns out that UB is overhauling its zero waste efforts, advancing a new strategy, and investing in a state-of-the-art collection infrastructure. What does UB's waste look like, and what can be done to improve it?
That's a great question, Amaya. We weren't sure what our waste looked like. We looked at all of the materials that were coming out of buildings in order to give us a better perspective on where our opportunities lie. We will be redoing the way that we use resources on this campus.
What tools do we need to make this jump and increase emission reduction in the space?
We're really thinking about a circular system here on campus. How can we reduce the amount of materials that we're purchasing, better use the materials that we need, and then how do we dispose of them in responsible ways once we're done with those items?
But recycling and composting only helps to decrease the waste. What's really needed is avoiding the carbon in the first place.
Well, how do I even do that when it comes to something like eating?
Well, actually, this is an area that isn't that complicated. Did you know that the average American's carbon footprint mostly comes from the food we consume?
Derek, I know you're the sustainability expert on carbon emissions. How big a difference does it make in our carbon emissions if we were to decrease or eliminate red meat?
That is such a great question. So our choices with our diets are really personal. So they're cultural. Food is comforting. So to say we want to eliminate red meat from our diet is a hard ask for a lot of people. In reality though, our food system generates 25% emissions of all global greenhouse gases. When we incorporate beef and milk, about 66% of our food-based emissions are from those sources. So to change your diet, eliminate red meat, dairy, maybe once or twice a week would have a really high impact.
How is UB trying to help students know what foods are actually low carbon?
We have really great partners with campus dining and shops, and we've been going through a list of all the ingredients that are used in all the recipes in our dining facilities here.
Beth, how can we track the emissions that come from our travel?
Oh, great question. So now we are able to electronically capture all of our carbon emissions associated with travel. And that's one reason why it is so important for university travelers to record detailed travel information in the university's Concur travel platform.
What can we do to minimize those emissions?
Well, travel is essential to the university's mission, but being more strategic on how and when we travel is important for us to consider.
I can't believe how much climate work is happening behind the scenes. All while I'm sitting at biology class.
Did we make it a little less complicated?
Yeah, thanks for the help. Now, can you help me with this assignment?